Hey all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ikea. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. You are definitely a real one. So today's video is all about blind buy fragrances. I get a ton of questions, whether it's on social media or on here on my YouTube channel, about fragrances that I think are blind buy worthy, fragrances that you can go and purchase without even smelling them. So I've collected a few of my favorite blind buy worthy fragrances, and I'm going to share them with you all today. So if that is something that you're interested in, then keep on watching. Before we get started, be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, of course. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and do not forget to click on that notification bell so you do not miss out on a single video. So I have about 10 fragrances that are my favorite ones as blind buy purchases. I tried to choose fragrances like one from each of my favorite fragrance houses or designers. There are a ton of fragrances that I have in my collection that I think are blind buy worthy, but these ones just so happen to be my favorites either currently or overall. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. So first up is none other than Vanilla 28 from Kayali. I know y'all hear about me talk about this on my channel quite a bit, but I am absolutely obsessed with this fragrance. Not only do I love it, I think that it is a great blind buy worthy fragrance, especially if you love a sweet gourmand. This is absolutely beautiful. There's jasmine in here. Of course, there is vanilla orchid. There's some patchouli in here, brown sugar, a little bit of musk, and it's absolutely beautiful. I love this fragrance as a blind buy worthy fragrance because it's not offensive, it's not super cloying, and I feel like this one is generally great for the masses. Honestly, I think all the blind buy worthy fragrances on this list are great for the masses, as in like generally people enjoy these fragrances, but Kayali is one of my favorites. I also love this because it pairs nicely with any other fragrance in my collection. This is like my number one layering fragrance if I just want to kick up a notch and add a little pizzazz to my scents. I love layering Kayali Vanilla 28. So this one is definitely on my list as a great blind buy worthy fragrance. Next, we have Voce Viva from Valentino. I love Valentino fragrances. It's actually one of my favorite designer fragrance houses, and Voce Viva is one of my favorites. I think that this one is blind buy worthy. This is also a great fragrance that you can wear on an everyday occasion. Now, I typically pull this one out in the spring and summer, and then I wear the more intense version in the cooler months, but both of them are absolutely beautiful, and I do think that they are both blind buy worthy. This is a beautiful sparkling citrus fragrance. There's bergamot in here, there's some mandarin orange, a little bit of vanilla, and some sandalwood and jasmine. Absolutely love this fragrance. I get a ton of compliments on this one, and this one again is great for any occasion. You can even wear this to work. Again, it's not super offensive, not super cloying, and I definitely love Voce Viva. So if you're interested in this one, I definitely say try checking it out because it's a good one. So another fragrance brand or designer fragrance house that I really enjoy is Giorgio Armani. I feel like they have some really great quality fragrances. My all-time favorite fragrance is from Giorgio Armani, which is C, but I really just enjoy the fragrances from the Giorgio Armani collections, and one that I definitely think is blind buy worthy is My Way Intense. This is such a beautiful, sweet, candied tuberose scent. There is tuberose in here, of course, jasmine, there's a little bit of orange blossom in here, and there's also some orange. It is absolutely beautiful. I get a ton of compliments on this fragrance, and I would say if you're someone who likes floral fragrances, specifically tuberose, then this one is definitely blind buy worthy. The tuberose in here is not super heavy and it's not cloying. Now for me, I find that sometimes tuberose can take over an entire fragrance and that's all you smell, and that's not the case for My Way Intense. It's creamy and you can get a nice blend of all the other notes. So I definitely think that this one is blind buy worthy. So again, this one is My Way Intense from Giorgio Armani. So another fragrance that I absolutely love, but I think it is blind buy worthy, is from Too Faced. This is their Better Than Sex perfume, and I actually recently did a review on this fragrance, so I will link it for you in case you're interested in knowing my detailed thoughts on this fragrance. But I do think that this is a blind buy worthy scent. I feel like this is a great scent for the masses. I also feel like this is a scent that is appropriate for multiple ages. This is fun, it's flirty, it's mature, but it's also not super mature that younger crowds can't wear it. I absolutely love this fragrance. It's fruity, there's some lemon in here, orange, there's a little bit of passion fruit in here and lychee, and then there's some floral in here as well. And I absolutely love this fragrance. I feel like Too Faced did a great job with this, especially as their introduction into fragrances. So if you are interested in checking this one out, I would definitely recommend this as a blind buy worthy scent. Now for me, I would probably wear this more in the spring or in the summertime, but I've actually worn it in the winter and I've received compliments on it as well. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of this fragrance, and if you are interested in it, I would definitely recommend this one as a blind buy worthy scent. Next we have the infamous Baccarat Rouge by 40 from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. Now, this fragrance is very, very popular. It's everywhere. It's been popular for a few years now. And while I do really love this fragrance, I do feel like it is a great blind buy fragrance. For me, this is very sensual, it's sexy, it's unique. Well, it was unique at the time, but there are a ton of dupes out there now, but the fragrance is still unique to me. I wear this a lot, I get a ton of use out of this, but I do think that this is a blind buy worthy fragrance. I find that most people generally enjoy this, and I like the fact that this is a great unisex scent. It's straight in the middle. It doesn't lean super masculine or super feminine. And as a unisex scent, I definitely feel like this is a great blind buy worthy one, because sometimes unisex scents can be a hit or miss. And with Baccarat Rouge by 40, like I said, it's right in the middle. And generally, most people enjoy this fragrance. So I would definitely recommend this one as a blind buy worthy fragrance. Now, my only little caution with this one is that it's pretty expensive. So if you're on the fence about this one, I would probably still recommend getting a sample because of the price point of this fragrance. I again would say get a sample just to be sure that you want a full size bottle. But if you just want to go for it, I definitely say that this is blind buy worthy. So one of my favorite niche fragrance houses is BDK. I absolutely love this fragrance house. I talk about them all the time over here on this channel. And one fragrance from BDK that I really enjoy and I think is blind buy worthy is Velvet Tonka. This is a beautiful gourmand. It's sweet and vanillic and almost even almondy. So in this fragrance, there's almond, orange blossom, there's a little bit of tobacco in here, some tonka bean, of course, and there is vanilla. This is absolutely beautiful. Again, if you like a gourmand fragrance, then I would definitely recommend this one. It is just so, so sweet and delicious. My mouth waters every time I smell this fragrance, and it's one of my favorites from BDK. I definitely, again, think that this is blind buy worthy. There's not a ton of notes in here or anything that stands out to me that I would think would be super offensive to anybody. It is unique to me though, but I don't feel like the notes in this fragrance are just super offensive or anything that will kind of draw someone away from it. But I absolutely love Velvet Tonka, and if you are interested in checking out BDK fragrances, this is one that I would say go for it and check it out because it is divine. Absolutely divine. So another fragrance that I absolutely love, and I really enjoy this fragrance because it's pretty affordable and you can get it at the drugstore or Target specifically, is a Vanilla Bourbon from Mix Bar. I love the price point of this fragrance, which is another reason why I think that this is blind buy worthy. This is about $18 or $19, and on top of that, it smells absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful boozy vanilla fragrance. Of course, there is Madagascar got vanilla in here. There's some oak, black pepper, and jasmine, and it's so beautiful. So if you want a unique vanilla, one that's not super sweet, but it's a tad bit boozy, I would definitely recommend this one. Of course, the price point is also really nice, so that also kind of helps lean me over into wanting to blind buy this. So again, this one is from Mix Bar, and this is Vanilla Bourbon. So I'm a huge fan of Viktor and Roth, and I love Flower Bomb. I'm also a huge fan of their most recent flanker that they launched, which is Ruby Orchid. This is such a beautiful fragrance. I actually enjoy this a little bit more than the original scent because it's not as sweet and syrupy, but this is a beautiful fruity floral. There's vanilla in here, there is peach in here, as well as orchid, and I feel like you get a great blend of all three of those notes. If you are interested in this one, I definitely recommend it as a blind buy worthy fragrance. The peach in here is so beautiful, and again, it blends really nicely with the orchid along with the vanilla. It is just absolutely beautiful, and I enjoyed this one because again, it's not super sweet, it's not super syrupy and jammy. It is perfect. I feel like you can get away with wearing this any time of year, and I honestly just cannot say enough about this fragrance. I love it so much. So this is another one that I would recommend as a blind buy worthy fragrance. So one of the most popular fragrance houses that I get questions about on my channel is House of Sillage. I talk about House of Sillage quite a bit because I am obsessed with their cupcakes. And a lot of people want to know which fragrance should they purchase first because they have so many options. Now, for me, I feel like most of the fragrances at House of Sillage are pretty unique. So I probably wouldn't recommend a ton of them as blind buy worthy fragrances. But one that I definitely love and would recommend as a blind buy worthy fragrance is Haute Bijou. This is one of the more popular fragrances from House of Sillage, and I feel like it's popular for a reason. It's absolutely beautiful, but I think that this one is great for the masses. It's a beautiful fruity floral fragrance. It's also really sensual as well. So in here there's some black currant, there's heliotrope, there's iris, there's a little bit of vanilla in here as well as grapefruit, and I can't get enough of this scent. It's such a feminine fragrance. To me, this is along the lines of a Delina or a Delina exclusive, where it's like a fruity floral fragrance, but still very feminine. I love this so much. So if you are considering purchasing maybe your first fragrance from House of Sillage, this is one that I would definitely recommend. Again, this is Haute Bijou. And I have one last fragrance that I want to share with you all that I definitely recommend as a blind buy worthy fragrance. And this fragrance is from my girl, Fumi Monet. This is called Exalté. So if you are not familiar with Fumi Monet, she is a part of the fragrance community, and she is amazing. She creates amazing fragrance content. She came out with her own fragrance, and it is absolutely beautiful, y'all. This is such a gorgeous scent, and I think that it is blind buy worthy. This is a beautiful rose fragrance. It's creamy, it's sweet, it's sensual, and I have worn this out and I've received a ton of compliments. In here there is Turkish rose, there's some vanilla, there is sandalwood as well, and it's absolutely beautiful. I again will recommend this to anybody if you are interested in checking this one out. Hey, you can support a fragrance influencer, you can support a black owned brand as well, and I just again cannot say enough and rave enough about this fragrance. I'm just so in love. Absolutely beautiful. So if you want something that's unique, that's a beautiful creamy rose scent, it's flirty, it's feminine, I would definitely recommend checking out Exalté by Fumi Monet. I will link this down below if you're interested, and if you want to show my girl Fumi Monet some love, then definitely do so. So I just want to say congratulations to Fumi, because this is an amazing fragrance that you came out with, and that is such a great accomplishment when you can come out with your own product, or you can come out with your own brand and something that you're passionate about, and it's a hit. So again, congratulations, and this is another fragrance that I would recommend as a blind buy worthy scent. Alright y'all, so those were my recommendations for blind buy worthy fragrances. As always, fragrance is personal, so just because I love something, it doesn't necessarily mean that you will love it, and vice versa, because again, fragrance is personal, but you can wear whatever you want. Wear what makes you confident, wear what makes you happy. That is the most important. But I thank y'all so much for watching this video. Comment down below and let me know what's on your wish list for 2022. What are some fragrances that you have your eye on? I would love to know. Y'all know I'm nosy, but I'm also interested in knowing what you're interested in as well. So again, thank y'all so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Also be sure to subscribe to my channel and check me out on my other social media handles. My Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter will be linked down below in the description box. And I'll also be sure to link all of the fragrances mentioned in this video. I will talk to y'all later, and I hope y'all have a great one. Bye!